Hello and welcome to Cooking with Jessica. So today on the show we decided to do something a little bit different, and we are going to be making the MMR2 vaccine. This vaccine is administered in order to develop immunity against measles, mumps, and rubella. Before we go on to actually making the vaccine, we just wanted to talk about some controversial ingredients that are often brought about with vaccines. First, we wanted to talk about thimerosal. Thimerosal is a preservative that is often found in multi-dose vaccines. This preservative is a compound that contains a small amount of mercury, and when people hear mercury, they start to freak out because they think of mercury poisoning. What a lot of people don't understand is that there are two different types of mercury. There's methylmercury and ethylmercury. Methylmercury, which can be found in this can of tuna, can be very harmful to the body if too much isn't taken. However, this is never found in vaccines. What is found in vaccines is ethylmercury, which is a lot less harmful to the body. Next, we wanted to talk about formaldehyde. So formaldehyde is used in vaccines to kill viruses or inactive toxins during the manufacturing process. Now, people forget about formaldehyde because it's used as a disinfectant, but what a lot of people don't understand is that this is a naturally occurring substance in the body, and there's actually more formaldehyde in this banana than there is in any vaccines that you will be giving to your children. And a lot of people eat bananas. Next, I wanted to turn your attention to these two ingredients: antifreeze and aborted fetal tissue. Now, have no fear, these ingredients have not ever been used in vaccines and never will be used in vaccines. A lot of anti-vaccine people like to state that there is antifreeze in vaccines. However, there isn't. There is ethylene glycol in antifreeze, and there's propylene glycol in vaccines. So people think that because they sound the same, they're the same thing, but they're completely different. Ethylene glycol is a very harmful substance and is not ever found in vaccines. Next, we have aborted fetal tissue. So this can get a little bit confusing because there is actually fetal cells that are sometimes used in vaccines, but there is no actual aborted tissue. The fetal cells that are used have been obtained from two fetuses that were aborted in the 1960s completely legally, and they have been used in science ever since then. So now that we've gone over those ingredients, we're going to actually make the vaccine, the MMR2 vaccine. So first, what I wanted to do is start with the mediums used in the vaccines. And these are just used to hold everything in the vaccine together. First, we have the medium 199, which is the medium for measles and mumps. And then the minimum essential medium, which is the medium for rubella. Next, we're going to be adding 14.5 milligrams of sorbitol. And this is found naturally in the human body, and it's basically just used as a stabilizer. Now we're going to be adding just a pinch of sodium phosphatate, which this is used to balance the pH of the vaccine, and it's just a salt. Now we're going to add 1.9 milligrams of sucrose, which is a sugar, and it's basically just a stabilizer again. And we're going to be adding 25 mcgs of neomycin, and this is just an antibiotic to make sure that there's no bacteria or anything else bad growing into the vaccine. And now we're going to be adding 15.5 milligrams of hydrolyzed gelatin. Now this gelatin actually has no pig DNA because it is completely hydrolyzed and completely purified. We're also going to be adding 0.3 milligrams of recombinant human albumin, and this is a stabilizer, and it actually has no human or animal product in it because what they do is they grow it up in different cells such as yeast. So there's also going to be chick embryo cell culture in the vaccine, as well as W138 lung fibroblasts. And the reason that these are found in the vaccine is because it's what's used to grow up the antigen in the vaccine. So next we're going to move on to the important part of the vaccine, and that's going to be the antigen. So the antigen is what's actually going to create the immune response in the body and allow for immunity to become. So antigen is measured in TCIDs, and this is tissue cell infectious doses. So we're going to add 1,500 TCIDs of measles, 12,500 TCIDs of mumps, and 1,000 TCIDs of rubella. So now that we added all of our ingredients, we can mix it all up. We can load it up into our syringe. And now we have our finished MMR2 vaccine. So this vaccine is now ready to be administered to children of the age of 12 to 15 months, and then again before they enter elementary school. So that's all that we have for today. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week. And just remember, get vaccinated.